How do you respond when your girlfriend says I love you, but you're not ready to say it back? Tell her that. Tell her you want to mean it when you say it. And if you said it now, it won't be genuine. I had this happen to me. I told my first GF I loved her, and she said it to me, and we both really meant it. We dated for several years. When we broke up, I just didn't want to say it to every girl. So the second girl I was in a serious relationship with told me she loved me. She was embarrassed I didn't say it back. I explained exactly why. Truthfully, it did not seem to sour the relationship and we continued dating. We eventually broke up, but I wouldn't say that was the cause. I would say that I probably never gave that girl a fair chance at real love. I don't know. Maybe I needed a rebound. It's possible I could have loved her, but I feel like I couldn't have loved anyone for a little while after breaking up with my first real love. See ya in chemistry. This scene from Drake and Josh is the first thing I thought of. Finger guns. Zoop. I'm not there yet. I want to mean it when I say it. You know, like when I say I'm gonna come, I say it 50 seconds later. That way I can claim I lasted a minute longer, bringing my total time to 1 minute. Fake a heart attack. So, you're saying I should fake a medical emergency, which would then force her to prove her love to me by getting immediate medical help as fast as she can, and the chaos of the situation would completely eliminate the need for me to respond to her. That's actually a good idea. Say I love you tube. Olive juice you too. I love me too. Same energy as I know. I love me too is a lame way to get around it. There's a reason women almost universally developed a heartthrob for Harrison Ford. And while it wasn't just because of his line in The Empire Strikes Back, that did seal the deal for many, I know has a much different energy. Tell her you're reading the same book, but she's a few chapters in front of you. I love you. Whoa whoa. Spoilers. Lol. Wait, that was an option? All these people hoarding their I love yous for a special day when they decide they more than care about the person they've been building a relationship with. What's your threshold? What criteria are you looking for? It should feel like you're waiting until it's not weird to say it when you're pretty sure you love them halfway through the first date. That's too soon. If you've been together for a while and you don't love them, what are you even doing? What do you expect to change if you don't love them by now? Classic schmoss B. r/unexpected him. Think Solo said it best. I know, it may possibly backfire if she doesn't get the reference. Either way, it's a classic response. This is the way. If she doesn't get the reference then she ain't the one, homies. And I love you. Random Citizen. Hell yes. Such an underrated movie. This is going to be buried. But WTH. I'm a girlfriend who said I love you to my man, who didn't say it back. Not just that time, but it took him a few months. He was honest with me, said he felt all the feelings, but didn't want to say it to me until he was sure I was the last woman he'd say it to, barring death. Of course, I understood and respected that. Why? Because I felt loved. Everything he did with me and for me let me know I was loved, even if he didn't say the words. I was in a marriage where love was only about words, so I wasn't hung up on that. When he finally was able to say it without reservation, I was joyous. And now I know how much it means to him every time he says it. Your response should include an explanation for why you're not ready, and also something sweet to reassure her that you do like her a lot. My boyfriend said I've never been in love before, so I don't know if I'm there yet. But I've never felt about anyone the way I feel about you. That worked for me. It included both a reason and some reassurance. It took him another 2 months to come around. I care a lot about you, and while I'm not there yet, the moment I'll say it. Apostrophe. I really like this one. That's great. I actually said this lol. We just laughed it off. I told my BF first, but I also said it's okay if you're not there yet. I just wanted to be true about my feelings. I just ask you tell me if you realize you won't ever get there. I respected him so much for not saying it until he felt the same. Because when he did say it, I knew he truly meant it. Both in our 30s. Last time I suffered from this issue I said, thank you. It is good to know. Please know that your heart is safe with me until I find the courage to say that I love you back. We are reading the same book. You're just a few chapters ahead of me. Only if you truly feel the same way about her. We are reading the same book. You're just a few chapters ahead of me. Where is this quote from? I love you too. Honestly, you should probably just say it back if you think you'll get there with that person. If you're not there and don't think you'll get there, it's a good chance to have that conversation and end things. Very few women are going to be able to handle we are reading the same book. I'm just a few chapters behind without it significantly impacting their view of your relationship. No woman wants to feel like she's more invested than you are, which is how it's going to come off. Even if that isn't true, the whole idea of loving someone is subjective anyway, so I don't think it's worth making a big deal about. My boyfriend told me I'm not there yet, and that was fine with me. 2 years later we are madly in love. Say I know. I found it. This right here. Echo bass. This is Rogue 2. I found them. Repeat. I found them. I don't know if this is due to cultural differences, but I never understood this issue when I see it on American movies. If you have a girlfriend, of course you love her. No? What's the big deal with saying it? Really? That's awesome sauce. /s. I think you are awesome and we are reading the same book, but I'm a couple of pages behind you. You started the season without me? My girlfriend said it to me before I was ready to say it back. When she did I told her that I wasn't ready to say it back, but that I had never had feelings like this for another person. And she'd slip up and say it a few more times up until I was ready to say it to her. Every time we just laughed it off or something to that effect. Bottom line is, if they say it and you don't think you feel the same way or will ever feel that way, you need to be honest about it. If you do have strong feelings for her and see a future with this girl, then just tell her you're not ready to say it and give her some reassurance. Like others have said, we're reading the same book, you're just a few chapters ahead. That's awesome sauce.